Well guys, the Lakers finally did it. They finally got over the hump against Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, limiting both of them, getting the win last night, and showing a very good performance on both ends of the court, with a particular emphasis on their defense. No, they didn't stop Nikola Jokic. Again, I will not say that's ever a real thing, but they did heavily limit him, even bother him at times, and threw a lot of defensive schemes at him. So we're going to talk about how they did it, talk more about Rui Hachimura, which I didn't get to last night because I had to remove it from my video due to a copyright claim. So we're going to try again today, copyright or not, I will include it in the video, along with more about what LeBron did on defense, Luka Doncic on defense, Jared Vanderbilt on defense, and simply more about their defense in general. And well, for those that didn't catch the game last night and are really confused at how they stopped Jokic or limited him again, no, it wasn't from one-on-one defense. Rui Hachimura didn't lock him up one-on-one, Jackson Hayes didn't lock him up one-on-one, that's not how they played him and that's not what happened. I've seen a few comments about that and some people even thinking that's what did happen, and I'm here to tell you that did not happen. But that's not to take away from how they limited him and how they defended him. What they did was very impressive, and it was not only one thing alone. They threw a bunch of defensive coverage at him, everything from fronting him on defense, throwing some shadow coverage at him on defense, the occasional double team, and a lot of different things at him on defense. And not only Nikola Jokic, but the entire Denver Nuggets offense. They didn't only focus on Jokic, that will lead to you giving up a ton of open three-point shots, which thankfully they did not do. They defended the three-point line well, defended the post well, backdoor cutters fairly well despite the occasional lob to Aaron Gordon and the occasional backdoor cut by Christian Braun, but again, in general very well, and we're going to talk more about how they did it and start to break down some film here. So early on during the first quarter, they let it be known that they're not going to let Jokic get good position down low. Rui Hachimura did a great job with that. No, again, he did not defend him one-on-one, but in regard to getting positioning against him, he did not let Jokic get him too far down the post to where it would be easy for him to score on him. He did well in that regard, getting in front of him at times, not letting him get too near the rim, and then when Jokic did get the ball, that's when the occasional double team came or the shadow coverage came. And much like on this play, for example, Rui Hachimura is fighting with Nikola Jokic, trying to get in front of him or at least not get back down by him, not letting there be an easy pathway to a pass for him, and because of it, Christian Braun overthrows him, and even if he would have gotten the pass to Nikola Jokic, you can see LeBron coming over to provide help coverage, maybe a double team here, and simply not letting there be one-on-one coverage on Nikola Jokic. Yes, again, Hachimura did a great job here, not letting there be a direct pathway to a pass for him, kind of bothering him a little bit and putting him off balance, but between both the individual coverage, the fighting for positioning, and then the shadow coverage, the occasional double team again, which we will talk more about, that makes it really difficult to get the ball to Nikola Jokic, and if they can't do that, that's obviously a big part of their offense that they can't get to, and they made it difficult on Denver all night long with that. Apart from that though, something else the Lakers did really well on defense was not only contest shots, but then immediately push the pace thereafter. Much like themselves, the Denver Nuggets are not very good in transition defense. Up until this point, they have been the fourth worst transition defense, giving up roughly 17.2 fast break points per game to their opponent, and that's even more than the Lakers, about 1 point per game more. So much like on this play, following an ATO to where Nikola Jokic set a screen for Jamal Murray, setting him up for a three-point shot, which actually was a good look here. LeBron tried to contest the shot, but rather than try to rebound, which he was not really in a great spot to do anyways, he ran back and then Luka Doncic found him, kind of perfectly leading him, much like a quarterback would to a wide receiver or tight end, which LeBron talked about after the game here. And then LeBron caught the ball, threw down an emphatic dunk, and they did that often throughout the entire game here, pushing the pace against Denver, making them play transition defense and try to match up on defense, which again they've simply not been great at doing. With Nikola Jokic being a bit slow to get back, they have very little height and length down low around the rim, and the Lakers took advantage of that early and often in this game.
I found you streaking up the court in stride for an easy score in the first half, and it's not the first time it's happened in the short amount of time you guys have been playing with one another. Is that instinctual? Like, are you guys giving each other a look? Like, how do you explain that chemistry already?
I'm a natural born wide receiver, and he's a natural born quarterback, so it fits perfectly. You know, I've been running the floor and running lanes like pretty much my whole life, and he's been throwing great passes pretty much his whole life. So it's not hard to get a rhythm when it comes to that. You know, it's all about eye contact and him being a great quarterback like he is, and me being the recipient of it. So.
But then back to the half-court setting, Here we have a switch between Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. Reeves being on Jokic, and that's never a good thing. Hachimura being at the 3-point line against Murray, something that Denver is often taking advantage of and did quite a bit throughout this game as well, or at least tried to, but not on this play. After Murray got the ball to Aaron Gordon in the middle here, Gordon tried to get the ball to Jokic, but a quick switch between Austin Reeves and LeBron, to which LeBron took on Jokic and fronted him immediately, kind of cut off the pass and made it a really awkward 5-foot pass and a bad angle from Aaron Gordon, to which he smartly decided against doing. That would have been a bad pass and a bad angle for him. Rather, he decided to take Reeves off the dribble, but Reeves did just enough here for help to come behind him. I thought it might come from Jackson Hayes, but nope, actually came from Luka Doncic, coming out of nowhere to block the shot and emphatically at that, and playing some great help defense while doing it. After that though, we kinda showed some love to Jared Vanderbilt, came in during the mid-first quarter and immediately checked in and defended Nikola Jokic. And although there's about a 50 to 80 pound difference there, and no, I'm not joking about that, it actually turned out really well for him and he really bothered Nikola Jokic. Not in the typical physical way or fronting him or doing something that Rui Hachimura did in this game, rather picking him up half court, full court, and being an absolute pest on defense. Here we have Vando picking up Jokic at half court following an inbound play, Jokic being really surprised by it and immediately trying to give the ball up, passing it to Julian Strawther, Vanderbilt getting in the way of it, stealing the ball away from Strawther, taking the ball down the other end of the court, and then making Strawther pick up a foul, one of his 4 fouls in only 3 minutes by the way, nearly breaking an NBA record while doing it, and all around being a pest. The very next time down the court, Vanderbilt picks up Jokic full court. Jokic caught the ball and probably thought he'd dribble the ball up for them, initiate some kind of offense out of it, but nope. Once again, Vanderbilt being a pest, making them give it up to Jamal Murray, and not only that, but then kind of walking Jokic up the court, being an absolute pest and making Jokic kind of push him up the court, to which Jokic eventually got fed up with and gave him a pretty strong push, to which the referee caught and called a foul on him for, one of his 2 fouls in only about 2 minutes against Jared Vanderbilt, and that led to some early foul trouble for him. And then thereafter, Vanderbilt made them pick up a flagrant foul, once again on Julian Strawther, being an absolute pest and I wouldn't say flopping here, but really showing contact and that other guys are pushing him, kind of selling the contact and letting the referees know that they're being physical with him, to which he sold perfectly, making the Nuggets pick up about 3 fouls and a flagrant foul in only about 2.5 minutes. Yes, Vanderbilt himself did end with 5 fouls, but he definitely did his job on the court, whether it was defending Jokic for that time frame, being a pest on defense, and simply bringing good energy, he did what they want him to out there. And then to finish up, a little bit more love for the way they defended Jokic and the great timing of their team defense. Here we have LeBron matchup on Jokic, Jokic trying to back him down and probably find Russell Westbrook for a backdoor cut at the dunker spot here. But when Jokic made his turn to either take the shot or make a pass, it was a perfectly timed double team and kind of triple team, not in the direct sense but more like a shadow coverage from a combination of Rui Hachimura and Luka Doncic, disrupting the pass here, actually deflecting it, and simply being perfectly timed, to which they were not doing in the pass against him. I mean really, take a moment to appreciate the timing on that. Jokic turned and thought he had one-on-one coverage, only to find Rui Hachimura and Luka Doncic with their hands right in his face, Hachimura directly deflecting the pass and then it going out of bounds. You know, that could have been easy 2 points to their team, whether it be Jokic playing one-on-one against LeBron and having an easy drop step toward the rim, or finding Westbrook if Hachimura or Luka Doncic overhelped on that. But again, the timing was perfect, and the way they defended Jokic, throwing a bunch of defensive coverage at him, not only one-on-one coverage, double teams, or shadow coverage, but a combination of all of them throughout the game here. And I mean, I could show clips on defense for forever about this game. I could talk more about Dorian Finney-Smith, who despite only having 3 points, actually led their team in plus-minus, again, per usual. Or a guy like Jordan Goodwin, coming off the bench and bringing great defensive energy for their team, playing some big fourth quarter minutes and definitely earning the trust from JJ Redick. Or again, more from Rui Hachimura, the physicality he had to deal with, fighting with Jokic, fighting for positioning down low, drawing some great double teams or coming over for help defense. Or even Luka Doncic on defense. Even apart from that help defense block on Aaron Gordon, playing great one-on-one defense throughout the game, great help defense, and showing a lot of commitment on both ends of the court. So no matter who you want to talk about or what part throughout the game, the Lakers played very well against a very good opponent and finally got over the hump against Denver. And not to mention, they're the #1 rated defense since January 15th. Talked about this in my last video, but now that was kind of an exclamation point on it and you really can't deny it anymore. But with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the way the Lakers played defense against the Nuggets, the way they played in general, and how they might be able to maintain this if they can maintain this going forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.